Hi, bookstore friends. This is another video in my series about cooperative advertising credit, aka co-op from publishers, which is where they have money set aside to pay you to promote their titles, but most of us don't know anything about it and we just leave that money sitting on the table. And the reason that I'm doing this video right now is because it is now March 6th and a lot of publishers have a deadline, usually the end of March, to submit your indirect purchases to the publisher to claim that advertising credit. Okay, so real quick, real fast little recap of co-op. Money on the table. From a lot of publishers, it's a percentage of whatever your sales or your purchases from that publisher were in the last year. And they calculate that based on your direct sales, which is when you've ordered from the publisher directly, or also your indirect sales. So like when you've gone through Ingram to order books from Penguin. Like I said, end of March tends to be where most of those publishers draw the line to submit your sales from the last year. And this is really helpful if you're someone who orders a lot from Ingram and not directly from publishers, because typically the way that your co-op pool is calculated is a percentage of whatever your purchases were from that publisher's titles. And if you did a lot more purchasing from Ingram than you did from the publisher directly, you will have more money then to play with in the next year. All right, so then let's think of that pool of cooperative advertising credit, that percentage of whatever your purchases were from the last year. We're kind of getting to a 50-50 split here. Some publishers make you claim that money by, like you say, I made a display with your titles. Here, give me $50. And they'll give you that credit of $50 back from your pool. What a lot of publishers are shifting to now, and I know that Macmillan just shifted, which is why I'm making this video. My friend Crystal asked about it. Simon & Schuster has it. Macmillan has it. I think Penguin does in certain contexts. It might be like if you have more purchases or whatever. But what they're shifting to is, instead of you having to go in and manually tell them each time you make a display, hey, give me my $50, they're just going to automatically pay out what that pool was. So like, say you have a 4% cooperative advertising credit pool. I'm using all of the long words because I feel like it makes it stick better in my mind rather than using shorthand and jargon, but maybe that's just me. William Xavier's or Sarsaparilla. So Macmillan just changed to the MIPP, Macmillan Independent Partnership Plan. So what that is going to be is so like say you had 4% of your Macmillan purchases was available in the pool for you to claim as cooperative advertising credit. Well, what they're doing now, and what like Simon & Schuster also do, is they just pay out that percentage every quarter to you, just for like, so we have been earning that credit, but instead of making us claim it every individual time in drips and drabs, $50 here and there, they're saying, all right, your 4% was this amount, and so we'll give you that amount over the course of the year, quarter by quarter. We'll just pay it out into your account as credit against your open statement. This is really nice because obviously, like, it means that you don't have to do as much work to claim that money that they have, like, arguably already, like, you earned that, you deserve that. When publishers shift to those payout plans that you don't really have to do anything for, they do usually take some of the other incentives off the table. However, if we weren't using those incentives in the first place, what's it matter? So like, for instance, newsletter co-op. Most publishers would offer like, yeah, $50 per title that you promote in your store's newsletter. If your store wasn't doing a newsletter, you weren't getting that money anyway. So it doesn't make any difference on if they have removed that option because we weren't getting it anyway. There are some publishers that still have really robust newsletter systems. Hachette is one of them, and like a lot of their little distributors and such. But for the vast majority of us, it's a non-starter. We're probably going to end up being better off, at least in the short term, with like getting these payouts without us having to do any work for them.